The impacts of climate and disaster risk worldwide are severe. Over a year into the pandemic, more than 100 million people are now being forced into poverty, reducing their resilience to other catastrophes. The climate crisis will further expose vulnerable communities to disaster risks. Together, we need to build disaster risk finance strategies that make the best use of stretched resources. Countries and cities must invest in climate and disaster risk reduction measures and be even better prepared for when risks become reality. But to reduce risk, we first have to understand it and quantify it in terms that can unlock finance. Unfortunately, the tools and know-how needed for this risk understanding are not always available to the decision makers who need them the most. To shape national adaptation plans and risk management strategies, sovereign risk owners need to piece together the critical data building blocks. For example, which hazards they face. Science provided not only by global models, but also by national research institutions and meteorological agencies. Also, the exposure or what is at risk, descriptions of buildings or farms or infrastructure, and also population. And importantly, vulnerability, the extent of the harm that may be suffered, not only to physical assets, but also to people. For example, we know that in many disasters, it is women and girls who suffer the most. The data come from many different sources, but should build to a whole locally relevant picture. Governments can use the resulting information to combine risk reduction and financial resilience measures in a single strategy, guiding public and private finance to the highest priority areas. But many sovereign or city risk owners face a problem. Multiple systemic, technical, and financial barriers prevent full access and use of these essential global and local components. This means that uncertainties remain unknown, and vital decisions are too often based on somebody else's view of the risk. The good news is that the solution to a more equal and transparent sharing of risk knowledge are at hand. Today, the Insurance Development Forum invites partners to join us in building a public-private program to make these solutions available for public good. Provisionally known as the Global Risk Modeling Alliance, the program would offer 3 key elements: the free-to-use technology and common data standards necessary to develop and share models across departments, academia, and partners across all sectors. A program to fill risk model and data gaps for public good. And a team of public and private sector risk experts to help define risk programs and bring it all together. This program is based on the principles of transparency, sharing, and most importantly, local ownership of the risk analysis. It builds trust and collaboration across sectors and can focus much needed investments towards adaptation and resilience with stronger sustainable infrastructure, less risky land use, resilient food supplies, and financial resilience for businesses and families. Join this initiative to build a more sustainable, effective, and fairer risk analytics system. Join the Global Risk Modeling Alliance.